Morning everybody. We're just here this morning, 23rd of September. We started lifting beet on Saturday the 20th. We're just here. This is a 160 acre field. As you can see in the distance, we've got a hell of a mouse line all the way around there. They're just carting it through the middle of the field at the moment. We've got another harvester just over the back here, just taking some headlands off the last block on this 160 acre field. They got two, a 930 and a 939 here on triaxle Richard Weston 24 ton beet trailers, and then the two ropers here this year. So yeah, they're hoping to be finished this field today. We're just busy hedge trimming and that around the field, and also up behind with the top down. We've just hired a top down from Amtech Machinery, from Tristan Ellis. So that was good. We picked that up on Friday and started using it yesterday. We had a tiny bit of rain on Saturday and stuff, and you know, because it's such a big field, getting headlands and that lifted, they were sort of a day and a half just doing bits and pieces of headlands, so we didn't actually start till yesterday. But as you can see, the ground is like rock hard. You can see where the shares have gone in the ground and it's still left the mark. But in all fairness to Mark and Cameron, they're lifting the beet well, to be fair. They are popping them out. They're breaking a bit, but it's naturally that's going to happen. But we don't have the choice on the heavy land, really, you know, to, you know, we can't keep waiting, because if it turns wet, we'll never lift them and we'll make a hell of a mess. Whereas at the moment it's in cracking condition and we're not making any compaction. It's just deciding now really what to do once we've top down, because the top down's going through. I mean, he's sat there in gear 8 at like 1500 RPM, sort of doing about 8 kilometers an hour. We're going to try the subsoiler behind him then, because we feel that because the ground's so hard, we'll, you know, for once the subsoiler will actually do a very good job. So it's trying to make use of the conditions as well, because there's no rain on the horizon. There could be 1.5 mil on Saturday. And that's it. And then it looks like another dry week next week. So we're probably going to do a bit more cultivating to this land than what we would normally. Normally we'd just like top down and power harrow drill behind. But we're going to take the opportunity now to do a bit more. But no, we're not too sure on the yield, but the harvester boys can't believe really the size of the beet for the weather we've had. But it's heavy clay. It went in March, around the 10th of March was when it was drilled. So it's had another month in the ground, even though it's been dry. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes off, but we're hoping for 80 ton plus really. I know that everybody will laugh and say, blimey, that's some yield, but when you look in that tank, look at the size of the beet, they're absolutely huge. And if we walk alongside the harvester as Mark's coming down, you'll see on the ring trace as it comes round, the ring trace is the one in the middle of the tank, or front third of the tank, and that's what digs the beet up. You'll see off of his bed as it goes round the turbines. You'll see here, look, you know, look, here they come now. Look at the size of those sugar beets. There's some big old beet in there. So we're hoping that, you know, the yield's good, and it'll be interesting to see the sugars. I think the British sugar, the average sugar at the moment in the factory is about 17.5 to 17.8. So people are generally, I think it's a scale of about anywhere from 15.5 to 21, but the average is about 17.5, 17.6, something like that. So yeah, so no, and we probably won't have, none of it will go because Berry doesn't open till the 1st of October, which is middle of the week next week, I think. So hopefully we'll get all this beet out. It'll sit in the clamp. They're struggling to get height on the mouse lines because the beet are coming out so clean. They're very slippery, whereas if they've got a bit of dirt on them, you can stack them a bit higher, but they are very clean. So I'm hoping the dirt tears are very minimal as well. But no, we haven't actually started drilling yet. Yeah, we haven't started drilling yet. There's a lot of black grass coming, and because the weather's settled, I'm sort of taking the gamble on not starting. So we actually haven't put a grain in the ground yet. We're going to maybe do some barley Thursday, Friday, and we might start drilling some wheat behind some oilseed rape at the end of this week. They're just spraying off today, in at the minute spraying off behind the oilseed rape stubbles, as we've had some black grass and stuff come. So yeah, basically behind the oilseed rape here on this farm, there's Arnie, a new group 2 going in, and this is going into X days, I think, and then palladium then behind in the second week situation. So yeah, we got about 2,500 acres of wheat to put in the ground and a couple of hundred acres of barley, and then we've got obviously about 600-700 acres of rape in the ground, and then obviously the rest of what we've got for next year will then go maize. We've got 700 acres of maize going in the ground on some, as I said to you previously in other videos, just taking a break on it for a year and renting it to Pretoria Energy to get ourselves back in a first week situation. So yeah, hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll get drilled up anyway. But there's so much black grass coming. The fields are really greening up now. And what my opinion is, a lot of you might say different, but my opinion is, looking at the current situation we're in at the moment, there's a lot of black grass coming. We go and drill now, put a pre-em on, and you don't get any rain for a couple of weeks. That black grass will be up alive and kicking, and it'll be getting big and aggressive plants, and the residuals potentially, well, if they don't get any rain, they're not going to get washed into the soil, get into the root system of the black grass. So we could potentially end up with dirty crops. So that's why we're holding off at the moment. I know people would probably say I'm mad to hold off, but at the same time, we don't want to undo all the good work we've done on blackgrass the last couple of years, where we've been forced to drill later, and when it's all coming now. So we've already sprayed everything off just to get rid of the green bridge, because we're worried as well about aphids and BYDV in the wheat crops, especially in second weeks where it's wheat after wheat. So we sprayed them off back end of last week, Friday, Saturday, when the wind dropped. So that's sort of our thinking behind our madness at the moment, is we want to be, I know hindsight's a wonderful thing, but we want to be as close to the next big rain event drilled up as possible, really, so it gives the pre-ems the best chance to get on top of the blackgrass. And also, if we can have a massive kill on what comes now with Roundup, it's the cheapest way we're going to control the blackgrass. So that's sort of our thinking. We've got the drills on ready. Just out the back of this farm, the combination is on one of the 939s. We got one of the 728s that's got the 6 metre vadostat on, and then the 8 metres in the yard ready to go. That can just be dropped on a quaddie at any moment to crack on. We got the rolls here, so yeah, we're not in a bad place. Paul's this week, he's over on the tanker over in Oxford. He's spreading over at Chamberlain's, just finishing up, wrapping up some ground over there that's gone into oilseed rape, so he's cracking on with that. And Peter's down in Hertfordshire, he's cracking on some rape as well out of Refood and Hoddesdon. So yeah, not going too bad on that front. The conditions are great for applying digestate still. We're hoping to get on some later drilled rape crops in the next week or so, you know, where people have drilled late, the crops are just a bit too small. And you know, the problem is putting hot digestate on a small cotyledon plant. You can kill it and scorch it and kill it. So that's why we've just been holding off. So we're hoping to get out there in the next few days. Well, I say the next few days, next week, and crack on with that, really. So we're just keeping a close eye on the weather, and you know, everything's a gamble, but you know, also where money's tight at the moment is we ain't really got the bank balance to keep chucking big money at pre-emergence chemicals. So if we can get away with a Proclus Liberator and then maybe a little top up just by extending to drilling a bit later than starting now, that's what we're looking to do, rightly or wrongly. Probably have egg on my face, but there we go. Here, what have I? Look at this. How random's that? Look at that. Look, there's the shell off of one of the sugar beet seeds. Look at that. That's crazy, isn't it? Look. I must admit, I found a sugar beet in the pile yesterday, and it had one of these stuck to the side of it, you know, where it had grown from, which is incredible, really. But yeah, so what happens is the sugar beet seed is not a uniform seed, so they coat it in it's like a clay sort of compound sort of job with the seed dressing on, just to make it so a precision drill can pick it up on the discs. And yeah, that's mad, isn't it? I think that's been there since since March, sorry, drilled there, and it's still there to see today. But no, Matthew was just saying to me, he can't believe how dry it still is. I mean, this is heavy clay. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a bit of moisture there about now in the top few inches, but you get down there, you know, the top down's only in 6 inches because we put it in any deeper. It's just bringing up boulders as big as my steering wheel. So we're just working the top and then trying to, hopefully in the next couple of days, Sharmans are just here, the intercooler's gone on the 620 quad track, so they're just changing that at the moment. And hopefully we'll get in here then and behind the top down and see what the subsoiler does, and then it might be a pass with a Rexus, drill with a Vardastat, or it might be drill with a combi. We'll just see whatever is the best way. So just to give you all a bit of an example of what the beet are like, you know, the size of that, look. I'm holding it up next to my head, but I've got a big, bald, shiny conker head, so that's comparison. Like, that is a massive, massive beet. Like, don't get me wrong, you've still got the odd small one in there, but, you know, the general average size of them, you know, would be a kilo each. I mean, you look at something like this, that'd be 3.5 kilo, that, at least. So, but the problem we're having is we got lumps of hard clay in it, and you're never going to get them out even when we clean them. So yeah, Cameron's just stripping this bottom headland off here, 27 metres, because this is the last bit to do now on this block, and then we got 50 acres down the road. But no, as you can see, the beet are just remarkably clean, really. You know, you pick one up, there just ain't even any mud on them. So it's good, and they'll sit there for 10 days or so, and in the heap, and hopefully any bits of dirt that are on them, they'll just fall off them when they go through the mouse. So I just thought I'd show you all in this corner. The reason Cameron hasn't lifted to the headland, right to the hedge, sorry, is because, as you can see, those rows are drilled that way. So as they've come down drilled, he can't lift them going across the rows. You have to go with the rows. So hence why he's been pulling out short. I just thought it'd be interesting for you to see, like, the rows now go this way. That's why he's left these few in the ground. Obviously the topper's got to them and the knife, but the lifting unit is obviously back here. The topper's out the front. So that's the crack there, really. But as you can see, like, some of these beet, they're absolutely massive, aren't they? Look at that. So yeah, hopefully it's going to have yielded all right. We just got some up here, just speaking to Crockett. He used to own Blueberry Contracting. I think it was Michael Smith was his business partner. Was it Michael Smith, I think? Anyway, Crockett's just got some people. He uses our sugar beet because it's good cover in the spring, you know, and the summer compared to everything else. Crockett brings some guys and trains their dogs for picking up and that. So they're just out there with a load of dummies and they can launch them. And it's good because it's good cover on the ground that the dogs can't pick up the scent as easy of the dummy that they're trying to find. So they're just up there. I was just saying to him that, you know, sorry that we're here with the harvesters. You know, this will be the last time they'll be able to train. So they're having a cracking morning this morning. And it's always nice to, you know, try and help people out where you can and stuff. Like Crockett, he's a good old boy and he's always there for a bit of advice. Like, he lives by one of the blocks we do down in Hertford, and he's always coming to see what we're up to, and it's nice to see that he still has an interest in the job, really. So so as you can see, Cameron's coming down the field here and he's got it crabbed out. That's not because he's a big lad trying to spread his weight. That's to spread the weight of the harvester. So yeah, you got the topper on the front, and then you've got the knives which go up and down, you know, with the ground, and they just chop the top and a little bit of the crown off the beat. And then you've got the shares that are walking behind those wheels that go onto the roller bed, and then the roller bed into the turbines, and then the turbines up the ring trace. This is after they've put this side is where they've tipped the beat off. So yeah, as you can see, there's plenty of beat in there. So yeah, he loves it. So yeah, we'll just watch it coming out now. They unload at some rate or not. It's unbelievable, really, what they fire it out at. The thing with sugar beet on heavy land is to make sure it doesn't turn into a 2-year crop. And what I mean by a 2-year crop is getting that happy medium between getting them out of the ground in good conditions and getting a good crop of wheat in behind. If your crop of wheat in behind is a load of crap, you're then robbing the profit from the sugar beet to fund the wheat crop. As you can see here, there's a hossing them out. There's some big old beet in there. Don't get me wrong, some are snapped off in the ground a bit, but you're going to take a few losses. So I'd rather be lifting now than in another 3 or 4 weeks' time when it's wet through and, you know, they're doing serious damage to the soil. So now Cameron's just starting off the heap here for the trailers or whatever, because he's just stripping this headland off. So he's doing a good job. I think it's Cameron's second season on the harvester for Robert. He did his first season last year, so yeah. Right, should we go and see the top down? So we're just here now on the 620. She's been fixed, and we're just going up and down here with the 6 metre. Oh, crikey, there's the handbrake now. We're just going up and down here with the 620 now with the TWB on. Sharmans have been out and fixed the intercooler, so that's a good job. Yeah, we're hoping, well, I'm just pulling up behind the top down. It's pulling up some rare old lumps in places, but it's cracking conditions for subsoiling. But yeah, it's the right thing to do. So we're going to give it a go and then try and Rexus behind, and then we'll have to drill it with the Rapid. So yeah, fingers crossed it'll be all right. We're in about 12 inches, 12, 13 inches. So just to make sure we get a good enough lift. It's so dry down there that it just seems the right thing to be doing because we've got the conditions, if you know what I mean. Keep right. Here we have is the top down. As you can see, it's coming up dry. I mean, look at this. It's obviously a tram line or something. You know, you can kick them with your boot and they do fall apart, but it's just what do we do next? You know, are we going to keep going like this, or, you know, we run the subsoiler through it? Do we then combi it? Do we Rexus it and drill it with a Varlostat? But no, it's cracking really conditions for this time of year. So no, yeah, as I say, I rang up Christian last Tuesday and said, have you got a machine we could hire? And so we just hired it for a week. We wouldn't have pulled the 12 metre Torano out here, I don't think. So that's why we hired the 4 metre top down with the discs and everything. So yeah, but anyway, we'll keep you updated as the week goes on. We'll get some more footage later on this weekend, hopefully, Matthew and I, and have some more kit. Doesn't that old quad track sound well? Sounds a no ad blue, lovely. But yeah, anyway, keep subscribing, keep watching. I hope you enjoy the footage. If there's anything in particular you'd all like to see or would like us to film, then put it in the comments. And yeah, please keep subscribing. The subscribers are going up, but still there's about probably 200% of you more than the subscribers are watching. So please hit the subscribe button, and then it will get our channel out to the more wider world, if you know what I mean. And hopefully more and more people will keep watching, and I hope you're enjoying it anyway. So yeah, we'll catch you next week. Thank you.